Chapter 1. The Library Encounter. It was a crisp autumn morning, and the sunlight filtered through the colorful leaves, casting a warm glow over the small town of Willowbrook. Sarah, a young woman in her mid-20s, strolled down the cobblestone streets, her breath forming small clouds in the chilly air. She pulled her coat tighter around her, her mind preoccupied with thoughts of her impending English exam. As she passed the town library, a quaint building with ivy climbing its walls, Sarah paused. Perhaps she could find some last-minute study materials inside. With a shrug, she pushed open the heavy wooden door and stepped into the warmth of the library. The scent of old books enveloped her, and Sarah smiled, feeling instantly comforted. She wandered through the aisles, running her fingers along the spines of the books as she searched for something to help her with her exam. Suddenly, a book caught her eye. It was a beautiful hardcover edition of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Sarah had always wanted to read it, but had never found the time. Now seemed as good a time as any. She tucked the book under her arm and made her way to a cozy reading nook in the corner of the library. Settling into the plush armchair, Sarah lost herself in the world of Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy. Hours passed in blissful contentment as she devoured page after page of the timeless classic. Chapter 2. A Chance Encounter. As Sarah reluctantly closed the book, her heart still lingering in Regency, England, she noticed a young man sitting across from her. He had a stack of books beside him and a studious expression on his face. "Hello," he said, looking up from his book with a friendly smile. "I couldn't help but notice that you were reading Pride and Prejudice. It's one of my favorites." Sarah returned his smile, feeling a warm flush of embarrassment creep into her cheeks. "Yes, it's my first time reading it," she admitted. "I'm preparing for an English exam, and I thought I should familiarize myself with some classic literature." The young man nodded understandingly. "Ah, exams. The bane of every student's existence," he joked. "I'm David, by the way." "I'm Sarah," she replied, extending her hand. David shook it warmly before gesturing to the books beside him. "Studying for an exam as well?" "Yes, I have a literature exam coming up," he explained. "I'm hoping to become an English teacher one day." Sarah's eyes widened in admiration. "That's wonderful. I've always admired teachers. They have the power to inspire and shape young minds." David smiled appreciatively. "Thank you. I believe that literature has the power to change lives. It allows us to see the world through different perspectives and understand the human experience in a deeper way." As they chatted, Sarah felt a sense of connection with David. They shared a passion for literature and a desire to learn and grow. Before she knew it, the afternoon had flown by, and the library was preparing to close. Chapter 3. A Shared Journey. As Sarah and David reluctantly gathered their belongings and prepared to leave the library, Sarah couldn't help but feel a pang of disappointment. She had enjoyed their conversation immensely and wasn't ready for it to end. "Would you like to grab a coffee sometime?" David asked, breaking the silence. "I'd love to continue our conversation outside of the library." Sarah's heart skipped a beat. She hadn't expected David to ask her out, but she found herself nodding eagerly. "I would love to," she replied, a smile spreading across her face. They exchanged phone numbers and made plans to meet at a nearby cafe the following day. As they stepped out into the cool evening air, Sarah felt a sense of excitement bubbling inside her. She had made a new friend, and she couldn't wait to see where their shared love of literature would take them. Over the coming weeks, Sarah and David met regularly for coffee and conversation. They discussed their favorite books, debated literary theories, and shared their dreams for the future. With David's help, Sarah felt more prepared than ever for her English exam. On the day of the exam, Sarah walked into the classroom with confidence, her mind buzzing with literary knowledge and insight. As she sat down at her desk and opened her exam paper, she couldn't help but feel grateful for the unexpected encounter that had led her to this moment. As she began to write, Sarah thought back to the day she had walked into the library, searching for study materials, and found so much more. She had found a friend, a mentor, and a kindred spirit. And as she tackled the exam questions with ease, she knew that she had also found the courage to chase her dreams and pursue her passion for literature. In the end, Sarah passed her exam with flying colors, thanks in no small part to the support and encouragement of her new friend David. Together, they had embarked on a journey of learning and discovery, proving that sometimes the most unexpected encounters can lead to the most rewarding experiences. And as Sarah looked to the future, she knew that no matter where life took her, she would always treasure the memories of her time spent in the library, surrounded by books and friendship, learning English through stories that had the power to change her life forever.